it did spawn, as the name of the event suggests, it's an auction, so I would have to outbid any other player who wanted it. And my first 10 dark auctions didn't go so great, with the item not even spawning in once. But dark auction number 11, that one got pretty interesting. Get Vicious 5 for term? Do I want this? Do I want this? I'm bidding on it. Okay, everyone said yes. I just paid 57 mil for that. If that was a scam, I'm gonna be upset. I mean, Bazaar buys 60 mil, so it wasn't... Oh, there it is! End artifact! We got it, we got it, we got it! Wait, please tell me I can bid on this. Oh my god, it's here! It's here! Come on. Oh my god, we've waited so long for this. Do I need the coins in my purse now? I can't get it! I can't get it! Oh my god, why did I buy this? And just in case anyone's not following what just happened, allow me a second to explain. So I only went into the dark auction with enough coins to purchase the Ender artifact based on previous sales, plus a little bit of cushion. But because my chat had convinced me to spend over 50 million coins on that Vicious 5 book, I no longer had enough coins to afford the artifact. You're kidding me. Oh, wait, true. It's too late. Bomb, bid it, Bomb. Can he bid it? Oh, no, it's done, it's done. Oh, wait. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I don't have enough. Oh, wait, I do. I got it. Oh my god. Did we get it? Oh, we clutched. We clutched. Oh my god. We clutched. What a clutch. What a clutch. Oh my god. And just in case anyone's confused again, because all of that just happened super fast, what I just did there is, as the auction timer had literally seconds left, I went into my backpack and pulled out some enchanted diamond blocks I've had sitting in there forever. And I was able to sell a stack of those to the NPC for about 13 million coins, which was enough to allow me to get the highest bid on the artifact. And usually I'd be taking a huge L by doing that, because 13 million coins are way easier to get than a stack of enchanted diamond blocks. But since I already had a ton more coins in my bank that I just didn't bring to the auction, as soon as I left, I was able to buy those blocks back from the NPC like it never even happened.
Look at this online outlaw. She's just throwing caution to the wind, clicking on that weird link. Oh, malware. Luckily, there's TYSM Online Security, a simple way to stay safer online.
Oh, this is gonna be epic.
Happened. So that was all a huge relief, because who even knows when I would see another Ender artifact in the auction, but unfortunately, this is the point where the upgrades start to get ridiculously complicated. Because nearly a year ago, the admins released the biggest content update to Skyblock ever with the release of the Crimson Isle. And with this update came an entirely new form of gear in the game called equipment pieces that provide various different stat boosts. And some of these stat boosts would literally be necessary for my quest to kill a tier 4 boss. But there was just one little problem. I basically hadn't even touched this update since it released, so I had a lot of work to do. And the first piece of equipment on my list was the Implosion Belt, an item that would literally boost the damage of my sword's ability by 25%. The process for getting this thing, though, was gonna be a little bit complicated, so bear with me. First, I farmed up a ton of red sand so that I could craft the snail pet. Then I took this snail pet into the Crystal Hollows and speed ran it to level 100. Next up, I made use of the snail pet's perk called Slow Moving that would provide me with a ton of extra mining fortune while I farmed up some mycelium. Then I used all of that mycelium to craft some upgrades for my minions that would cause them to start producing sulfur, the main ingredient for crafting the Implosion Belt. And after waiting a full week for them to produce all 100,000 of it that I needed, I would be good to go. In the meantime though, there was yet another pretty big problem that I needed to take care of. You see, the other part of equipment that would be crucial for my goal is something called attributes, which are randomized stat bonuses that each piece of equipment come with when you craft them. And the two attributes that I wanted were Mana Pool, which just straight up gives you more mana, and Mana Regeneration, which is pretty self-explanatory. In order to unlock Mana Regeneration though, I first had to defeat the tier 3 version of the final boss on Crimson Isle. which involved completing the entire main storyline, doing way too many daily quests, and of course, actually beating the boss. Oh, and during this whole process, I also spent roughly 30 hours mining gemstones to get back up to 1 billion coins so that my golden dragon pet I got in my last video on this profile wouldn't be totally useless. And after nearly a month of suffering through all of this, I finally felt that I had a setup that was capable of handling a tier 4 boss, so it was time to get my revenge. Okay, it spawned it. Holy. Okay, we made it to this phase. I still need a little bit more mana. Okay, we made it. I have like no mana right now though. It's still not enough. Uh-oh. Come on. Oh. After literal months of grinding for a setup entirely dedicated to beating these bosses, I was still failing. And at this point, I almost just wanted to give up because the list of things I could still improve was getting smaller and smaller. But I had come way too far to just throw in the towel now, so I kept practicing and getting better and better at the boss until finally, after way too many attempts, I got him! Let's go! I'd probably be way louder with my freak out, but it's currently 1:30 a.m. and I'm not really in the mode to scream right now. But I had finally managed to kill a tier 4 boss and could start grinding for that insanely rare Judgment Core drop, right? Well, not exactly. You see, the one thing I haven't mentioned about the Judgment Core yet is that in addition to only dropping from tier 4 bosses, you can also only drop it if you're Enderman Slayer level 7. And I was still 150 tier 4 bosses away from hitting that level. And at my current pace of about 15 bosses an hour, that meant I still had 10 hours of grinding in front of me before I even had a chance at getting that drop. But at this point in my journey, a little 10-hour grind was not about to shy me away from anything, so I got to work. And while you watch me slave away on these bosses, a friendly reminder that I am currently at war with the band called Train to become the most subscribed train on YouTube. So if you enjoy these videos and the hundreds of hours of work that go into them, I would really appreciate it if you could help me ratio them by hitting that subscribe button. Anyways though, 10 hours of Enderman Slayer later, I hit that milestone. Hey, and there we go. That is Enderman Slayer level 7 complete. And I would be sounding way more excited right now, but even after all of this grinding, this right here now is basically the beginning of the grind, so I have a long way to go. But I can go ahead and collect my rewards for hitting that, which unlocks a bunch of new recipes, including the recipe that I care about the most, which is the Terminator, of course, what we are trying to craft. And the other nice thing that I can go ahead and do now is head over to my RNG meter here and put this 82,000 Slayer XP I have stored up into the Judgment Core, which you can see here will lower the odds from being about a 1 in 1800 all the way down to about a 1 in 1500. But yeah, now the fun really begins because any of these tier 4 Endermen I kill could be the one that drops the Judgment Core. I mean, this very next one I do could drop the item. It's possible. Of course, that was really just me being optimistic though, because in all reality, this grind was probably going to take nearly a month's worth of grinding, as on average, it takes a player about 100 hours worth of Enderman Slayer to get this drop. But only 11 bosses later, something pretty interesting happened. Oh my god! Oh my god! No way! I'm 11 bosses in! I'm 11 bosses in! Oh my god! Dude, you guys, that is like impossible! That is impossible! Oh my god! Oh my god! When I thought I saw that drop, I was like, it has to be something else. There's no way it's actually that. Somehow, I totally defied the odds and got stupidly lucky once.
It's time to rev up your lawn with Green Max. No filler, no lawn burn, green in 3 days. Because we take green to the max. Scott's Turf Builder Green Max. It's go time.
once again. Alright, well, now that I have dropped this core way faster than I initially had expected to, I guess it's time already to start working on all these other materials that I'm gonna need. Now, thankfully, I have literally been preparing to get a Terminator for probably like a year at this point, so some of this stuff I've already prepared in advance, but the 1 million Ender Pearls is one of the materials that I basically haven't even started on yet, and I have no idea how long it's gonna take me. And I also don't even know like what the most efficient way to grind Ender Pearls is. So I guess what I'll do to start is just test out some different methods of getting Ender Pearls and see which one of them is the fastest. After testing a bunch of different methods though, it turned out that the best place to farm pearls was just in the place that I had been doing my bosses the whole time. Before I got to work on grinding all of the pearls though, I decided to also change the minions on my island to Enderman minions to hopefully help take a little bit of the work off my shoulders. Unfortunately, the Ender Pearls did still end up being a very long and tedious grind, but about 10 hours later. Alright, and that is my 9th stack of these absolute Ender Pearls here, which is obviously 1 stack short of the 10 that I need for the 1 million total Ender Pearls. But that's actually where I'm going to stop manually grinding these things now, because I think since I have my entire island minions dedicated to getting me Ender Pearls right now, they're going to be able to produce enough over the next like 3 to 4 days to get me that last stack that I need. Of course though, this Terminator needs a lot of different materials besides just Ender Pearls, and there are still quite a few of them that I have left to do. But a lot of them are mining related, which it just so happens to be the perfect time to work on those. Because about a day ago, Mayor Jerry here went into office, and his main perk is to rotate through every single Skyblock mayor every 6 hours. Which means that in a little under 8 hours here, there's going to be a mining fiesta event that will allow me to get double mining drops. Which is obviously pretty nice when I have to mine millions of materials. And the main one that I want to work on, because I still need like 3 million of it, is quartz. Thankfully, in the Crimson Isle here, there is this crazy good spot for mining quartz where you can see with this maxed out mining setup, I am just mining absurd amounts of quartz. Like if I open up my mining sack here, you'll see it currently only has 100 out of the 20,000 nether quartz it can hold. But if I just mine a little bit of this quartz for like 20 to 30 seconds here, you'll see that now it's already up to over 6,000 quartz. And this isn't even the mining fiesta yet. When that event becomes active tomorrow, I'll be getting double what I just got. So yeah, me dedicating 700 hours of my life to mining in a previous video is paying off once again. And the next day, it was mining fiesta time. Alright, well, I was having a bit of a hard time waking up. This mining fiesta is pretty early in the morning, so I've missed the first 45 minutes of it already, so I gotta get to work. Okay, I actually assumed there was going to be like 0 competition for mining quartz, because why would anyone do this during a fiesta? There's so many better things to do. And there was already a person at the first one I went to. Hopefully this is not a common theme. There is someone here again. No shot. Okay, this lobby literally has 3 different people in it. It's getting to the point here where I may just have to take one over with 0 regard for anybody else. All right, yes, I finally got an empty lobby here. Let's go. I was actually concerned. I had this whole plan of doing the mining fiesta. It starts off not great by me waking up 45 minutes late for it. And then things just kept getting worse. I went through 10 lobbies and every single one was occupied by at least like 1 or 2 people. But we're good now. We got the lobby. Hopefully the next 4 hours of this fiesta goes very well for me and I accomplish a lot of material grinding. All right, I want to do a 15-minute test here to see how much quartz I'm getting to see if we're on pace to finish during the 4 hours of this mining fiesta. So starting out right now, I'm at 6,180 enchanted quartz in my mining sack. Let's go ahead and start my timer and let's get mining for the next 15 minutes. All right, there's my 15 minutes. Let's check the enchanted sack. I'm at 8,941, which each enchanted quartz is 160 regular quartz. So that was 441,000 regular quartz in literally just 15 minutes. Which is actually ridiculous because at that pace, it is not going to take anywhere near 4 hours to get this grind done. It might not even take me 2 hours of this fiesta. And to my shock, that prediction was 100% true because literally an hour and a half later, I was done. that should be it for all of the enchanted quartz blocks I need. I know 17 is not enough, but I do have 20,160 enchanted quartz in my mining sack here that I just need to compact down. And then I, of course, also have this 49 enchanted quartz blocks from my minions I had down like literally probably a year and a half ago, if not more, when I was working on the other bow, the Juju that I have right here. The crazy part, though, is that literally took me less than 2 hours, so I still have over 2 hours left of this mining fiesta to capitalize on. So I don't even want to waste any time right now trying to compact all this enchanted quartz down into blocks, because I have another material I'm going to start working on immediately. And that material is flint, which I need roughly 500,000 of. But since we're still in the mining fiesta, this should go twice as fast as usual. And the strategy for flint is much simpler, because now I can just switch to my full set of Duengons armor and pull out this flint shovel that gives me a 100% chance of getting flint every time I mine gravel. And we just go crazy in this little spot right here. And just a single hour of mining gravel later. All right, and I am now officially done with flint as well. It took me 55 minutes in total. That is actually crazy. It took less than an hour. But that means there is still an hour and 17 minutes left of this mining fiesta, which is perfect because the final mining material that I'm a little bit short on is obsidian. So yeah, I have no idea what the mining rates for obsidian are, but I've heard it's pretty fast. I guess we can go ahead and do another one of our little tests, huh? So at the moment, I have 3,615 enchanted obsidian in my sack. Let's go ahead and mine for 5 minutes and see where I end up. And the results of this test were pretty interesting. All right, there we go. 5 minutes is up, and I have 4,192, which is actually already more than I needed to finish up this grind. So I guess the rates don't even matter. Literally less than 5 minutes to finish that. This has been a crazy mining fiesta for me. And for the rest of the fiesta, I just worked on getting that last little bit of lapis I needed that I hadn't already gotten from the minions I had up like a year and a half ago. All right, well, now that I've got all the mining materials done way faster than I thought I was going to, I guess I could just keep working on the other stuff as well. And one of the last things I need is 16 stacks of this item called soul string. And that item can only be obtained from a certain boss here in the spider's den. And I have never even fought that boss a single time. So, yeah, first I gotta go through the whole process of figuring out how to even fight this thing, and then I can get to work on actually grinding it. And I would show you guys that part of my journey, but I am not even kidding when I say it was quite possibly the most painfully boring thing I have ever done in Skyblock, and that is saying a lot. But long story short, 3 hours later, I had all the soul string I needed. I'm done. Get me out of here. That was 2.5 hours. That literally took longer than all that enchanted quartz. I cannot believe this grind was so bad.
In my experience, if you work the land, you got to be a jack of all trades. You got to have a little bit of optimism, a little bit of idealism, and a whole lot of get-go.
300 for that and 2,000 for this, way too expensive. But today I'm going to show you guys how to get all this stuff for a lot cheaper. Okay, so first, go to one of your favorite gaming websites.
Bad. And really quickly, since the thing I'm crafting with the soul string also requires a ton of an item called griffin feathers, and I'm sure all the Skyblock viewers are going to be wondering where the heck I got 10 stacks of those. Here's the clip of me from literally almost a year ago grinding all those griffin feathers. Yeah, I was not kidding when I said I've been preparing to get this thing for a long time. With that material completed now, though, I was insanely close to finally finishing this Terminator. But one of the things I think I'm actually going to have to go back and grind for is the last of the ender pearls, because I finished everything else so much faster than I thought I was going to that there's no way my minions are going to have produced enough ender pearls here. So I think I'm still going to be like half a stack short on these. Okay, yeah, even more than that. I'm 40 absolute ender pearls short here, so that's going to be about another hour to hour and a half of grinding ender pearls in the end, which is so exciting because this is obviously my favorite thing to do ever. It's definitely not totally miserable and boring or anything. It had to be done though, so I spent the next hour grinding, and then and there it is, the final stack of absolute ender pearls, and that brings me up to all 10 stacks that I need, and that should have been the final material that I needed to craft this Terminator, but unfortunately there is one last thing that I'm missing. which if I open up the recipe for it one more time and go into these null blades and then go into a part of the crafting recipe for these things, you'll see there's an item called the null atom that's at like the very base of the crafting recipe. And usually by the time you drop a judgment core, you would have like 100 of those things, which is way more than you need. You only need 27 in total. But since I dropped my judgment core so early, I only have 24 of them.